Mellotron settle in the groove.
Dialogue like velvet, see the wisdom as it moves. Threading coming round through the tapestry of sound. Casual combo circulates the globe, every voice in view renowned. Balancing the ledger, counting feelings in the sense. Elevating indie dreams, spotlighting each sentence. Bridging worlds with empathy, fluent in the truth. Finance the family to mental health pursuits. No echo chamber, just reflections in the glass. Connecting dots from present paints the future's built to last. Every episode is sight for unity in subtle blends. Coco's in the rhythm, universal in the end.
Having that casual convo so you don't have to have the tough combo.
Let's start the show.
Hello, welcome to the Casual Convo Show, where we have conversations about topics that affect the community's personal and business relationships. We always have the casual convo, so you don't have to have the tough convo. I'm your host in the middle today, Coco, and then to my left is Baltimore's finest, the best artiste I know, the Jude. And then to my right, we have a familiar face, a blast from the past, Big Bosco from the Bronx.
Go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! That's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, you ain't coming back. He's not coming back. And below Bosco, we have Asheville's finest. Asheville's finest. I'm so sorry. The mayor of Asheville, Sir King Paul, Mr. Morning, you can see.
Need to cut it, Jude. Cut it.
And then below Jude, we have, he don't like it, but we all know he's our troublemaker. He's the most outspoken, the one who's going to get it off his chest and say what needs to be said. Quentin Moore, aka Semantic the Iconoclast.
Big Nick energy, baby. Let's get it.
Let's go.
This is the problem when you have more than one New Yorker on the panel.
No, we're not New York. We're from the Bronx.
You know, you see how Baltimore is very classy. You see how me and you become
We are not from New York. We are from the Bronx.
That's right.
And even worse.
I'm about to say you know they are not just from New York. They are from the Bronx.
We are part of the only borough that is locked to the land of the United States.
Only borough. That's why they call it the Bronx. The Bronx, not Bronx.
That's right.
Get it right.
Anywho, I think this is a good time to get into the mental health check-in so we can get into the topics for tonight. Well, actually, let me introduce tonight. We're going to do something a little special. We're going to talk about relationships. However, we're going to go deeper than surface level. You know, you see other podcasts, other shows. They like to stick to the whole thing, men. We're not going to do a men versus women thing. We're going to really deep dive into some relationship things. But getting back to the mental health check-in, I'll start. My mental health for today is great. I can honestly say over the last couple of weeks, I've been stress-free. I've been happy. My skin is glowing. I'm doing good. Let's go, Jude. Let's get Baltimore first. The ladies first.
First before I do anything, let me say Happy Pride, everybody. It's Baltimore Pride Week. Shout out to all my fellow LGBTQers, out there in the world. Shout out to us as Elmont. Be gay every day, But anyway, my mental health is great. It's okay. I don't know. I'm tired of working. And other than that, life is what you make it. And I'm just really tired of work. I'm tired of getting up and going to work every day. I wish I could retire, but I can't retire yet. That's where I'm at in life. I don't feel like we should have to work until we like politician ages and stuff like that. I think that, you do 30 years and that should be it for everybody. Everybody should be able to retire. Get 30 years of your life to the workforce. That's just my rant for the day of my mental health. Other than that, I can't complain about nothing else because everything else is chills. But I'm tired of going to work. That's it.
Word. I guess I'll go next. First of all, let me say, go New York, go New York, go! Go New York, go New York, go! But check this out. My mental health's all right. Of course. Why you looking like that, Coco?
Because you irky, boy. Come on, we got
My bad. Mine is all right. You know, like I made it been documented. I'm having major issues with my family, and y'all forgive my French, but they can suck my dick. I'm just keeping it 100. My family can do that. I'm at that point. So y'all forgive me, audience. My views do not represent Casual Convo. They represent Big Bosco Production. I said that about my family. I stand by it. Other than that, I'm good.
Okay. Cute.
For you. Oh shit. That's why I get on.
First of all, Knicks tape all day, baby. Knicks tape. Okay. And then after that season ends, guess what come up after that season ends? You see this right here? This is about to go back to the playoffs and beyond. Booking. My mental health is like crazy. It's been a crazy day today. Just like interview after interview, been ripping and running to 7:00 this morning. So I'm gonna be up late tonight hustling. I got other stuff I got going on. So yeah, I'm all over the place. But yeah, we about to get that game in. I got the game on while we're doing the podcast. I'm about to see what we about to get busy with.
Well, for me, another day above ground. You know, lost another friend to the sea. Another childhood friend. But hey, that's why we gotta make people aware, y'all. Otherwise, I'm not gonna complain. I'm above ground again, like I say. Things could be worse. How about you, Coco?
Oh, okay. Well, that's the mental health check-in for today. So, because we have a whole lot of things to discuss, we're going to dive right in again. We're going to talk about relationships and have a deeper conversation. So, we're going to start off with something that Mr. Semantic, the Iconoclast, would like to discuss, and he want to get everybody's thoughts on it. So, we're going to lead with him. He wants to discuss the male and female loneliness epidemic. So to give a little clarity is, why is there a war between women and men? And also, how do we heal the divide? Q.
All right. Yeah, there is, because there's a huge divide between men and women. And it's due to the fact I would have to touch say there's expectations. Some women provide men with unrealistic expectations, unfortunately. They want a man with a 6-pack, 6 figures, and you know what kind of organ, 90-foot organ. And that's not realistic. But to men's default, men tend to lead with money. And when men lead with money, they attract gold diggers. So it's a cataclysm on both parties. Okay. Now, a lot of men nowadays, they decide to go their own way because they don't want to deal with what's out there. And women are starting to notice it. They're starting to really notice this. A lot of women starting to notice it. Especially the older men, like in their 40s and their 50s, they're starting to be like, I'm going my own way. I don't want to deal with, the headaches of being in a relationship. I don't want to deal with the headache of being with a female. I'm good on my own. And women are complaining, hey, I'm tired of being this strong, independent woman and blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, this is what you wanted. You want to be independent. You wanted us to leave you alone. So that's what we're doing. We're leaving you alone. You can't have it both ways. You can't want to be in a relationship and then be left alone. It's just not happening. It's either one way or the other. You can't have it both ways. And that's where the disconnect is. I run into a lot of females in the past that, I try to talk to them. They look at me, you're a brokey, or you're dusty, or you're this, that, and the third. So then I leave them alone. And then 3 years down the line, they see me, hey, Q, how you doing? I'm like, who are you again? Sorry, I'm occupied now. Or I got no conversation for you. Because you don't want to make the time for me when I was trying to make time for you. So go on and be your bad independent self, in your bad, what do they call that, baddie era or whatever, but you'll be doing that by yourself. And then now they complaining. No, the divide has to be closed off. It has to be closed off. And you got to get rid of this feminist attitude. That's part of the reason why this is happening. Get rid of this feminist attitude, because everybody needs somebody. Every pot has a lid. Okay?
That's
this
contradictory, though.
Huh?
That's a little contradictory when you say it like that, because you just said men are choosing to go their own way because of that. They don't want to deal with it. But then you say everybody needs their own lid. So then my question would come to the men who think this way. Is this an independent way of thinking because of the women that you attract or the women that you approach?
No, I'm independent by nature because I can live with a female or without a female. It doesn't make any difference to me. I got this right here. Okay, I got Rosie Palm and her 5 sisters. Okay, I don't need the headache of, baby, can you get my car fixed? I'm like, I don't drive your car. You go get your car fixed. Well, you're the man. You're supposed to. I'm not supposed to do that. Because if I come back with your car messed up, who gonna get the blame? Not the mechanic. I'm gonna get the blame. See what I'm saying? So it's like you either want a relationship or you don't want a relationship. There's no in between. You can't be halfway with this.
Well, with a mindset like that, that's not a person that needs to be in a relationship. But let me get somebody else's thoughts and opinions. I'm curious about this one. I'm gonna go to Bosco, then Jude, then Paul. Bosco.
I think too much social media. I think it's corrupting both sides of the fence. I think you have the simps, you have the players, you have the guys. You got the good women, you got the 3 or 4 / bad bitches, and you got the good women, the 3 or 4s, and you got the ones who get shit started. So I think the situation is people, from what I'm seeing, people are looking for more in the other person than what they can give in themselves. And what I do hate about it, people are invoking the Bible, and I have to wait on that because we're going to get to that subject. I just think people don't want to be accountable. It's always the blame game. I think people are listening to people telling them how they should date and what they should look for, rather than that person saying, okay, what do I want? And everyone's jumping on, like some of the guys are jumping on the simps. Yeah. Da-da-da-da. Then some guys are jumping on the players. Yeah, just forget these hoes. Then you got the guys in the back who are saying, I don't agree with neither one of them. And then you got the same women who say, yeah, girl, you don't need no man. And you got the women who say, yeah, make your money. And you got the women who say, I want a good man and I'm a good woman. And I think the good men and the good women, I think there's more good men and good women than bad men and bad women. But the loudest ones are the bad ones. And I think it's just a game. I don't know. I just think people just need to be accountable. You find what you want and go for it. I also go with the premise that you are what you attract. And I'm not saying that to put anyone down, but if you're a good person and attract someone on your level, then it might be something you're missing. But it's not something by your fault that you didn't work on yourself, because you might be that person, but you might just be missing out You might be missing that element that higher value person, whether male or female, is looking for. And I think we got to look within ourselves and say, what are we missing? Because everyone wants to say, I was great. It was that guy's fault. I was great. It was her fault. Everyone wants to say that, but no one wants to say, what did you do? When I first came on this show, the first thing I said, you know why my last relationship ended? And I took the blame. And you know, Coco, I called up my ex. I said, what happened? I didn't give her the time she deserved. I said, I messed that relationship up. And I put it out. I did it. And I told myself, I'm not going to get in another relationship unless I know I got the time to give that woman, because it's unfair to her. She's chasing me like, why aren't you coming to me? And I'm like, I'm doing my own thing. So I'm not going to waste no one's time. So that's something I got to work on. That's my count. I got to work on that. And that's not against any woman. That's me. So whoever this good woman out there, I won't get her because I got to work on myself. So hopefully she will find that guy out there. We got to just be accountable for ourselves, man. That's it.
Jude.
We talk about the loneliness, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Oh, my bad.
No, you're right.
No, because Q kind of threw some other curveballs in there to kind of miss that. But
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
You did.
And Perky, hey, Q.
I said what I said. I said what I said.
I know you said what you said, but I'm just saying you threw some other things in there as well, and you did.
Yeah. I think people lonely is male and female loneliness because everybody is tired of going through like the bull crap. It's so much work to go into a relationship, like that at times, like sometimes like you just get to a point where you be like, look, I'm tired of working with people, you feel me? Because you know, if you deal with a person that got their stuff all together sometimes, you know, and you the person ain't got your stuff together all the times, that can be a problem. Or if you the person together and the other person had their stuff together, or finances, sometimes you're messing with a too independent woman. Q made a point something about independence, like he can do stuff on his own. You know, y'all know my motto, I can do stuff on my own, but if I don't always want to sometimes, you feel me? Like I don't feel like doing life by myself. And you got some people who feel like that, you know, it's just hard to set the like you don't want to settle. That's why people, you feel me, brother? If I gotta settle, you know, with bull crap, why not just do it on my own? And you got some people who will settle and they be comfortable, you know. It's just in your preference as a person. People want too much. Some people want too little. Some people got goals. Some people don't have them. Like, it just depends on the people, you know. People don't want enough. People don't put enough into the relationship. And the culture today is now like, man, we ain't even gotta go together. We could just still be in love and I can be with you and I can be with this person. We can all be in love and everybody can be happy. It ain't no settling down. The commitment became so much work that, you know, just dating openly has just been like the thing. Or dating freely, or being single and not dating at all. You know, people practicing abstinence to the point that you know that if you don't have intercourse, you know, whether it's with yourself or with somebody, that you know, it start messing with your organs, your vajayjay and the PP, you know, those situations down there. You know, so we still gotta play around and do the nasty stuff. So regardless if you want to or not, like whether with yourself or with somebody, or you just got a little hunching buddy. But yeah, other than that, people just more comfortable. You know, it's too much work. And then with the war, with the in the black community, oh, women to this or men to this, or yada yada yada. You know, everybody's sick of that. Everybody's sick and tired. They say the dating pool sucks, so I don't gotta date. And then if I am going to date, I don't gotta commit because nobody want to commit. You know. If you find somebody, and then I don't know, man, it depends on generation, because the younger generation, they are free with that. The old generation is so stubborn that they don't even realize, like how Bosco was saying, some people don't even realize their flaws, that they've been the problem the whole time. People don't have that conversation with themselves. You don't realize where you mess up. And a lot of people, there are people out here who do understand, like, hey, I'm the problem, but I ain't willing to change because this is me and you just gotta take that. And like, nah, man. Hey, so some people just want to be lonely for real. That's I say all that to say that people want to be lonely.
Some do. Some.
Hold on, let me
Like,
go. Before you go, let me go. Because I wrote down a couple of things that everybody has said, and then we're gonna get to Paul before you go back. So, one of the things you was like, to go back, I just want to address a couple of things. The unrealistic expectations when it comes to single guys, and then the whole strong, independent woman thing. Um, First of all,
Yeah, I can.
I think when it comes to no, I had muted you because I kept hearing stuff in the background while they was talking. I The unrealistic expectations, I think that's on both sides. And what I dislike is that it's always women that get blamed for that. And as a single woman that dates, there are a lot of men as well. I'm not negating that there are some women who have unrealistic expectations. There are a lot of men, especially these new men that's dating, that have unrealistic expectations for women. But I also think when it comes to the loneliness of dating, it's because some people really want genuine companionship, but everybody gets so caught up on the materialistic things that's being named and all of this. Okay, this whole table conversation, it takes away from getting to know the person. People don't take the time to really build genuine connections anymore. That's just my take on that. And then when it comes to the strong, independent women thing, there are some, but I think there are a lot of women who may be strong or in a situation where they're strong who want to be soft. But then it's a lot of times, and some men they're not allowed to be soft. And
I
I've
got a
been
question for you.
and I've been caught in those situations before too, whereas though y'all say y'all want a woman to be soft, and then you say you want this and you want that, but then when a woman is unproblematic, not argumentative, it's a problem or something wrong with her. And then it becomes this big thing. So it's like when you get that person that you're looking for, can you really receive it? But then the thing about it is when you keep asking what you going to do, what you going to do, what you going to do, she's still going to be strong because now she's still like, I'm still got to stand on all, on all 10. It's no longer a relationship, it's a partnership. And people keep forgetting about that. It's
But
always this competitive thing about who balls is bigger. And when that shouldn't even be the conversation when it comes to dating. That was the
okay,
other thing. And then, hold on, let me just get it all out before I forget. Then the other thing was, um, I think Bosco mentioned accountability. I think on both sides, when it comes to men and women, the issue is a lot of people don't like to hold themselves accountable for where stuff go wrong. And then when things go wrong, or to say I messed up, or I did this wrong, or this is where I had fault. You ever meet some people and you be like, oh, okay, well, you can ask somebody like, what are they? If you want to say red flags, let's call it. Some people will say, oh, I don't got none. It's always the other person's fault for why some things don't work out, which is not always the case. I think a lot of people don't know how to hold themselves accountable. And then a lot of people really don't know what they want in a relationship. So when we talk about the loneliness thing, everybody quick to say, I'm cool with being by myself. I'm cool with being by. Why do you keep trying to date then? If you cool with being by yourself, and if you want to choose it, but then when you meet people and a person asks you, what do you require? What are you looking for? A lot of people can't even answer that simple question genuinely. So in order to actually date and build and get into something with somebody, you have to know what it is that you really want and not be conflicted with that. If you know you coming in with all of these insecurities and trust issues, work on that. If you just choosing to be lonely, cool, that's on you. But don't try to bring other people down in your loneliness moment. Um, yeah, and I think my last one, I said if you don't need anybody, it's everybody quick to say what they don't need and what they don't want, but nobody knows what do they really want. Why date? Why even try to approach somebody if you cool with being by yourself? And I think part of the issue is between men and women is, I think everybody touched on it, is the blame game. You did this, you did this, you did this, instead of really trying to come together and really having effective communication to make it work. That's all I got. Who goes next?
Okay.
oh,
So now I'm back.
Oh, Paul didn't go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm back. So now to the women, first of all, Superman cannot leap over tall buildings in a single bound. Superman isn't faster than a speeding locomotive. Superman
Speed bullet.
isn't faster than a speeding bullet. Whatever it is, more powerful, all that stuff. Superman isn't. What he is he is human. He's a man. Most times, a black man that withstands the struggles of this world and still stands tall with all that he goes through. Like you mentioned, women nowadays are looking for unreasonable expectation. Not all women, some women are looking for unreasonable expectation from men. You gotta understand, if a man is willing to get with you with everything else that he's going through, then he's got to have something in his heart for you to come for you. Don't say, well, like you say, oh, he ain't got this, he ain't got that. What does he have? He has something that he has for you. You don't know if he was God sent or not because you are expecting something else. Men, we are the Superman, but not that type of Superman. We are Superman by being the men that we are meant to be. We can't be out here on some half-ass journey claiming that we all about this and we all about that. And we not living up to what we saying we ain't doing. What we gonna do? If you gonna step to a woman, you gotta be sincere about her. You definitely gotta be sincere about her. Because just like we are dealing with a lot of stuff, women deal with a hell of a lot of stuff. In more ways, some of the same stuff we do, in more ways they are different and more. So, and how much more they have to deal with. You gotta be willing to accept her for who she is as well. You can't have no high expectation of her. She's got this banging body. She's got a degree. She's smart. She has her own business. She sends me money and all that. No, you cannot go after a woman for that. Because when all that's gone, you're going to be searching again. You didn't have nothing in the first place. You were just having, what you call it, a human ATM. Somebody that can provide you easiness, comfort. That's where a whole lot of our men have failed because they're not being men. They want to be taken care of by women. You might not have to take care of a woman, but damn, you ain't got to be to the point where you got to let a woman take care of you. So that's where we're at in this world today. I think I'm fortunate to have connected with somebody, that sees me for who I am. I can see them for who they are. And there's no pretense or none of that stuff. You get to know somebody. And you gotta get to know people. You gotta be willing to open yourself up to know people. You can't say, well, I want to be in a relationship, but I don't want this person to know this about me. I don't want this person to know that about me. I don't want to trust this person to do this. I don't want to trust this person to do that. Because you're gonna stay lonely. If that's what you expect, you're gonna stay lonely. Even if you got somebody by your side, you're gonna stay lonely. The harsh reality is that people have forgot how to date, how to court a woman. Women don't know about being courted anymore. When you open the door for someone, they act like it's strange. What are you doing that for? Because you are my woman. You're my queen. I'm opening the door for you. I respect you. That's the door to the building. That's the door to the car. If I got to get out of the passenger seat and come all the way around and open up the door that you driving, so be it. But they done forgot all about that kind of stuff. Now it's oh, I got it. Oh, okay. I mean, do you? I'm saying people have forgot how it is to court somebody, how it is to date. Back in the day, it took a time for you to get with a woman, young women or whatever. It took time for you to get with them because they gonna make you earn your way into getting with them. It wasn't no, come on over this. No. We gonna talk on the phone on one of them old rotary phones. We gonna talk on the phone for a little while, like a month or two, and meet each other and kiss and all that stuff. But no, talk, and we're gonna get to know each other. Okay, cool. And that's what you gotta get back to stuff like that. Slow down and get to know somebody before you get to know somebody. That's how I'm gonna say on that though. But yeah, that's until we get back to that, people gonna be lonely.
Did anybody else have anything else on this before we go to the next one?
let me piggyback off what Paul and Idris and Drew said, and you too, Coco, because all y'all are absolutely right, spot on about all this. Especially Paul, because he's right. No one wants to get to know one another because there's a lot of mistrust, there's a lot of usury, and people, men aren't being men for the simple fact that once they get with the woman, what's the first thing they expect? Sex, right? So you wouldn't even know what our favorite meal is, but 20 minutes into the conversation, so when we gonna sleep together. That's a turn off to a lot of women.
Yes, it is.
And then when a woman come back, well, honey, can you pay for my nails? Can you pay for this, that, and the third? That's turn off to a lot of men. Well, oh man, you using me for money. Well, that's the usury part that I was talking about. Right now, I'm talking to a friend of mine. She and I have been friends for years, and we start to get close. And it's been 5 years since I was in my last relationship, and I'm real like positive about this one because I was like, she was like digging me for a while, and then she understood what it was like when she's going through a lot right now. And I told her, she was like, well, Q, you've always been there for me. I was like, and I'm gonna continue to be there for you. That's one thing people have forgotten is how to be there for someone they genuinely care about. You know what I'm saying? Because if you genuinely care and show that you care, there shouldn't be any issues. But then you start, sometimes men get negatives and start having these red flags, like, I really don't like her like that, or, maybe she wants me for this, without actually getting to know her to see what it is that connected you to in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, that male-female loneliness epidemic is a real thing. And especially with the older women, because most older men, younger women are attracted to. Most older women, younger men, they go after younger men. That's what they're looking for.
Got that later down the line.
Huh?
I think we got that later down the line. So before you get into that, save that for when we get there.
Okay.
But I want to get into this next one. So I do have a question. I think for this one, I'm going to start with Paul. Then we're going to go from Paul to Jude, Q, Bosco, then me. So I want your thoughts on submission in a relationship. What is submission? Number one. And two, are women the only ones who should submit in a relationship? Paul.
Submission.
Yeah.
To give up, to surrender, to lay yourself upon the mercy of someone else. Submissions. I mean, if you're going to get yourself in a relationship with somebody, you got to be willing to be submissive. It's got to be down the middle. It can't be one person being submissive to the other. You got that a woman being submissive to a man and all this, and she got to do this and cook and clean and all that stuff that European people introduced to this world. She got to do all that. That is not being submissive. That is being enslaved and controlled. Now, being submissive means you open yourself up to what it is that your partner requires from you for y'all to be a whole unit. So now, I cannot expect for me to want greatness yet I want to hold you back as my partner. That type of thing. I got to be submissive within myself with hope. What I want for me, I want for my partner as well. That's got to be my mindset. Not that I'm giving up my right to do this, so I'm giving in to this and I'm whipped, I'm a wimp, a simp, and all that. No, I'm not none of that. I'm just being submissive to the person that I care about, that I want to be with, and that I'm with. So yeah, I had no problem with that. I guess some people might, because they might say, well, anyway, I had no problem with that. Jude, what you think?
I think submission ain't nothing but like just a little compromise in a relationship. I think it's necessary. It's usually a little hard to get a woman to submit if she don't feel as though the person she's with, she's comfortable enough with submitting. That's the problem too with like a woman. Everybody want women to submit, but the woman gotta feel comfortable enough to submit to you. Just like the man gotta feel comfortable enough to submit. But when it comes to women, because one, everybody feel like when you talk submission, everybody always think like, oh, the woman got to submit. In my relationship, the type of relationships I am, and yes, it's mainly a woman submitting, but in the heterosexual relationships, I mean, y'all was a little different. I think that most men think this submission is a woman obeying them, and that's not what it is. Submission is compromise on both ends. I cook, maybe you do the dishes after we finish eating because I made your plate. You take out the garbage. It's not a man's job, but I might take out the garbage this day, but you see me take out, you grab the garbage from me and take the garbage out yourself, or you doing the dishes, I come and take, hey, let me take care of that. I'm just using those two because that's always say a man's job and a woman's job. Everybody always talk about the dishes and the laundry and the trash stuff and the bills. But anyway, yeah, I feel like when it comes to submission, everybody in the relationship got to be willing to do it. It's not a man's thing, it's not a woman's thing. Most people aren't willing to do it because everybody think it's like more of obey, you do what I say and obey kind of thing. But once if you got a good partner and y'all understand, what it is, then it works. And you see it in healthy relationships. When you see a strong, healthy one, little submission be up in there.
Of course,
that's all I gotta say.
Okay, Bosco, your thoughts, and then Q. Then I'll go after Q. You on mute, sir?
You on mute, Bosco?
I'm about to unmute him. All right.
My bad. This is why, and I'm gonna say what I'm about to say is my comments and doesn't, represent casual convo. This is why I say throw the Bible out the window. I'm going to tell you why. Because the Bible says what? The Bible makes it sound like women need to bow down. That's what the Bible makes it sound. Women need to bow down. Basically, it goes to the point to say, beat your wives. That's what the Bible says. That's what the Bible says. And that's why I say that's the root cause right there. That's the root cause right there. Because see, and I'm going to take it further because like me and you talk about Coco, you go to the churches. If I'm jumping subjects, let me know. But you go to the churches, the pastors are out there trying to get the women. And what they use that damn Bible. Submit.
We ain't there yet.
That's what I mean because I wasn't sure. That's why I wasn't sure. But anyway, submission, I'm with Jude. Submission goes on both sides. I think if the man is courting a woman, and I think the guy has to give the woman something like to say, okay, I'm cool with that program. Okay. And I think it's the same way around. Like, say, okay, then what do you want from me? Like, what do you want? And I agree. It's both. That's why I say throw the Bible out. I think it's on both sides. What do you have? What do we have to offer each other that we can put together and build? Rather, like any woman I get, I'm usually older. Of course, I'm older. But they look for me to be that guy. So what I got to do, let them know, like, don't even worry about it. You do your thing. I got this. So then if they got confidence in me, then that's where the submission come. Okay, what you want me to do for you? Just get in where you fit in. Where you think you're strong at. Okay. So I think both need to present something for the other. And I think the problem with that is, dang, it makes me jump into that thing. The SIBs and the suckers. I'm gonna tell you what the SIBs and the suckers are. And don't get mad when I say it, because I got a reason I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. The SIBs are the single independent black women. The suckers are the niggas, pardon my French, who just play games. The dudes. We not say that because I would say SIB, that's just you being an adult. That's nothing to brag about. Okay, that's nothing to brag about. We're all single and independent, all of us. But them are the ones with the biggest mouth. Just like the guys are the ones with the suckers who play women and put this game on women. They're just as bad. Those are the ones that's causing the problems. So that's why no one's submitting, because they're putting that BS out there for good people to hear, and no one's submitting. Don't submit. Like I told you about my buddy, how my two buddies, one's married, one's single. The married one said, yeah, I submit to my husband because my husband do this. The other one said just straight up, I'm not submitting to no man at all. That I'm not submitting to no man. I'm in charge. Well, you be in charge. That's why she's single, still living in the hood. While my buddy's married, she's been married, I don't know, 7, 8 years. She's happy on her second child. She's still over there with 3 kids with a dude who don't do shit because she's in charge. And that's how you got some of the dudes who are the same way. So these women are not going to submit to that shit. Well, I don't mean to be cursing, but they're not going to submit to that nonsense. And I wouldn't want them to submit. So Jewel nailed it. It's both. You bring what you got. So a good relationship is 2 people who know they got big time flaws, but they're willing to come together and make it happen. Period. That's submission. Throw the Bible out the window, because the Bible tells the women to basically bow down and don't say nothing. Be quiet. That's what the Bible teaches. Be quiet. Shut up. Be quiet. Listen to the man. Read it. You need some verses. I'll pull them up.
No, sir. Chew.
Because to piggyback off what Bosco said, he's absolutely right.
Please don't turn this into religion.
Huh?
Please don't turn this into
It's part of submission. It's part of submission.
No, it's real. It's real. But I'm not. But the thing about independence is, right, no one is truly independent. First and foremost, that's just some term that's been thrown out there to hype an individual up. Everybody is codependent because everyone is depending on someone. Like, you depend on your job to pay you. Or if you have your own business, you depend on your customers to buy from you. So there's a synergy there, right? It's codependency. They made this term of independent be like, okay, I'm on this side, you on this side. We're never going to meet in the middle because I got my thing, you got yours. But let's try it. Let's try to meet in the middle, but we're going to keep our stuff separate. What is that? That sounds like segregation to me. You know what I'm saying? Being submissive is having, if I got a weakness, right? And it has a strength, then if she can handle it, I'll learn from her. If I got a strength and she got a weakness, she can learn from me. We pull together as one. You can't say that you in a relationship if you way out here and she way out here. What's that mean? What exactly does that mean? Y'all are just 2 separate bodies trying to cohabitate the same space, and then what's going to happen? You're going to talk over one another, you're going to fight with one another, and then all of a sudden everything falls apart, and then the blame game starts, right? Oh, he ain't this, he ain't that, he got a small wee-wee, or yeah, her box is trash. And I see this all the time. Her box is trash. Huh?
For submission?
Yeah. All form of submission. I do see this, because they want it their way, and she wants it her way. You can't have it both ways, like I keep trying to tell you. You got to meet the middle. You got to compromise. That word compromise, that's the word I'm looking for. People don't want to compromise any longer because everybody wants their own stuff. If I got this, then it's up to you to get where I'm at on my level.
Hey, Q, how did your dog get to Jew's house, man?
Boy, stop. I'm trying to have a flow. God damn it.
She was in the living room or something, man. What the hell going on?
You finished?
Nah, it's like we gotta find a way to meet in the middle. And another thing, I think a lot of it is social media, as to why things are the way they are. Plus, I would also say pop culture.
For submission?
Yeah. Listen to the music nowadays. There ain't no love in that music. What's everybody talking about in the music? There's no R&B anymore. There's no love ballads. What are they talking about? Oh, I'm smashing this dude. I'm smashing this chick. Or or I got that WAP. And it's programming these people to think like this. This is why the whole submission is out of whack. It's out of whack. Nobody is communicating anymore. Everybody's talking over one another, and no one wants to come together for a common cause.
Okay.
Period.
That was it. Okay, so I guess I'll go. What I think submission is being vulnerable. And what I think is, I don't think it's a female thing or a woman thing when it comes to a relationship. I think the only way to be submissive is to be vulnerable and to not be afraid to be vulnerable. One person just can't be afraid to be vulnerable. You can't get to a compromise. You can't get to a common ground without vulnerability. But then that also comes with feeling safe. So I know we always hear how women always like, I don't feel safe with this person. I don't feel safe. So I think it's a two-way street. He has to be safe with a female. She has to be safe with her male. Or like in Jude's relationship, they have to be safe with you. But no matter who you're with, you should feel safe with your partner. You should be okay to be vulnerable. In order to be submissive, you have to have that space of vulnerability, because that's the only way that, in my opinion, that submission will work. I can't submit to you if I can't trust you in my vulnerable moments, or when I need to feel the most secure, or when I need to be compromising. In order to compromise, you have to have some type of trust. So I look at it when it comes to I agree with you with compromise. All of those things lead to a partnership. But Q mentioned wanting it your own way. That's just being controlling on either side, whether you're male or female. Being submissive is not, okay, I want my way, so you're going to submit to me, and you only giving a person their way. It has to be a two-way street. That's where the compromise come in. So in order for anybody to be submissive, you have to have some type of trust with the inner other person for me to let this guard down and know that I can be vulnerable enough and give you what you want. And whether it's emotional, whether it's physical, whether it's whatever. In order to submit, because you don't just submit physically, you submit in every way possible when you in your relationship. And that's the part that people don't understand. And in order to do that, you have to have some level of trust and vulnerability. You can't be vulnerable. And a lot of people don't like to express vulnerability in a relationship because either they have trust issues or they just don't trust the person for whatever the reason shall be. So you will never see full submission. So we only look at submission in one way when it comes to, oh, you're going to do what I say, get what I want, whatever. That's not what that is at all. So do anybody else got anything on this before we go to the next one?
That's biblical. That's why. That's biblical. That's why. if you get out of
I don't know because my family was in the church and we still wasn't taught that way. I
But that's-
also think it depends on your interpretation because
that-
that's not what this. I was always taught submission was vulnerability, and it was never just on one side.
and
But
see,
but you
Coco,
are, but
that's
go ahead,
okay.
go ahead.
Oh, and see, that's the problem, Coco. You weren't taught that, and that's good. But if you look at the church, that's what is taught. And that's why you got a bunch of knucklehead men saying, no, you need to bow down to me. You need to bow down to me. Because I know a certain Hebrew, that's how they are.
Well, I
And
think that I think it depends on the church. I was brought up Baptist, and
that's what I've heard is Baptist.
has that brought into
That's the worst.
well, I don't know because I don't have these ideologies, and you know,
But
The worst.
but
And
you
the
got to
church-
realize
when it-
the church is patriarchal. It's
okay,
always
let's
been
just go to the next. I
patriarchal.
don't want to make this a religious thing. Let's go to the next one because that's a whole nother conversation. Let's just go to the next one.
Okay.
All right. This one I'm gonna start with Bosco because this is his question. Do you think couples should stay together based on parenting?
Nope.
Why?
No. Because, I mean, it could help, but if they're not getting along, they're not getting along. And the kids, people think kids are stupid. Kids pick up on stuff real fast. And if I'm not staying together with her because of kids, and I don't want her to stay with me because of the kids. Because we know we don't get along, and we're gonna bicker. And I know I'm gonna get a little upset if she get a little man and bring him to the house, or she might get upset if I got a little woman and I bring her to the house, or I bring them around the kids, or she bring around. It's gonna be something. No, because if it's no love in the house, get out. Because you're gonna bicker and bicker and bicker, and the kids gonna hear it. Say, "Damn, mom and dad, that's all they do is fight." Look at the couples that say, "Only reason together because of the kids," and they're always in divorce court, ready to beat each other's ass. No, y'all come down the way and you separate. Whoever has the means to take care of the children, that's who should get custody. If one can't do it, then look, you let the mother do it if you can't do it. You let the father do it if he can't do it. But you still have equal, joint with them. You can't just be like, no, you can't. I'm paying the bills. You can't come see the kids, or the same way. No, I don't agree with that. If you don't love each other, you get the hell out of each other's way. You don't need to be under the same roof because it's going to affect the kids. I don't see many marriages that really survived and the kids came out fine when the parents stayed together because of marriage. They all, what did the kids say? Well, my mom and dad, da 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 da, blah 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 blah. That's why I'm the way I am. No. You come down to agreement. You sit down. Tell her this is what we need to do. And keep it moving. And I'm standing by that.
Let's go, Jude.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I don't have no kids.
No.
Yeah, listen, I don't have no kid. I feel like, listen, in my opinion, no, you shouldn't stay together, for children, but people do. And I don't know, I feel like the kids suffer. Parents should learn how to co-parent, and I've seen some healthy relationships, off of healthy co-parenting. Parents who put the kids first is all about the kids' well-being. They didn't work out, and the kids go on to, do things, but when I've noticed that when parents bickering back and forth, man, the kids suffer. So it don't even, I can see an argument, but like the actual, like, go through like a divorce or like a separation, the torn households, the arguments back and forth and all that. People be going crazy out here. I be saying it all over the social medias, and I used to, say it, face to face. Used to see people going through some stuff. A lot of some of them people have really good co-parenting things. I think that's the thing with being in a relationship, or having a kid, and not being together with the other party. And y'all gotta learn how to co-parent. Yeah, other than that, I don't have nothing to say about that. I ain't no kids.
Paul.
I'm gonna say I'm okay.
You're not. Just go.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
No,
gonna
he
say
is. I can hear him too. He echoing.
I'm gonna say that there's no harmony under a roof that's in constant uproar. So sometimes people can make better co-parents than they can companions. So nothing is wrong with co-parenting. I have seen where a lot of people actually excel at co-parenting better than they have in their relationship with each other. I mean, that makes their relationship better with each other, and that makes any sense because the relationship they had under that roof wasn't one that they were supposed to be in, but the relationship they had outside of being under that roof, they can get along with each other, and they contribute to the well-being of the children, the kids, how many they might have, or whatnot. That's with me. I do better not under the roof with my ex and my daughter because hey, it was too much uproar up under that roof. So no, we got away from each other. We do better. So I mean, co-parenting is the way for some people to go. If you just because you can't have a relationship with somebody doesn't mean that you can't co-parent with them. If you trying to be angry at somebody because they don't want to have a relationship with you, and you want to neglect your kids, and that makes you a pathetic person. And so sometimes if the relationship ain't right there, if the relationship ain't right, let it go and just hang on to being a parent. Get along being a parent. That's all you can expect from the other person. That's all they can expect from you. Be a parent. That's it. Coco.
Let's go Q.
The stay together because we are kids? Absolutely no. Absolutely, and I emphatically say hell no, because again, the panel they nailed it. If you aren't getting along, then the kids are going to be affected. And I've been through that situation. I have a 28-year-old daughter that I haven't spoken to in 15 years because of her mom. She held this long-standing grudge, and it bled out onto the child, and she tried to blame me for things. So I just cut the whole thing off and disowned her. Yes, I am that dude, and I do not care because I will not, under any circumstances, tolerate disrespect. I don't give a damn who it is, kid or no kid. I won't tolerate disrespect. She disrespected me, I cut her right off. Cut her smooth off, as I say. We haven't communicated in years, and I don't care. If she decides to call back and apologize and be respectful, then we can have a dialogue. But until then, no, not happening. If I go to my grave, not knowing her as the individual that she is, so be it. I got a phrase that I tell people all the time: deal with it or die from it. And I live that motto. Okay. Whether I have another kid or whether she has a kid or whatever. If disrespect comes in any way, shape, or form through the mother or through the child, I'm out because I will not tolerate it. Co-parenting be damned. It's just, and that's just, and you could ask anyone that's known me for years. They were like, "Yeah, Q doesn't play disrespect. I don't tolerate disrespect on any level." Yeah. Years later, I guess my child's mom is like, I guess I should reach out to them. No, you don't need to reach out to me because it's been years. You had years to make things up, make things right. Not that I was trying to get back with you, but no, it's been it's too much water under the bridge. The bridge has been dynamited, torched, burned. It's firewood now. I've moved on in life. So if something, if somebody came to me and said, yeah, something happened to your daughter, don't care. Really don't care. Not to sound cold-hearted, but that's just, I'm a business-minded individual. I'm a very business-minded individual. I'm not one of them people that's going that like holding on to memories and all that, sentiment. I don't have much for sentiment. I don't really care about sentiment because living in the past, you never see what the future actually is until you get out of that mindset. It's great to be in the past. It's great to reminisce. But the most awkward conversation is remember when. Remember when we used to do this? Well, what about now? Are we doing it now? No, we're not doing it now. You see what I'm saying? People have to understand that when kids disrespect parents, that's something that a lot of people, they'll put up. Some people will put up with it because they want to keep peace. Some people will be like, well, little Susie's going through a phase, she's getting bad influence and all that. No, me, I cut it off. You want to hang out with little Susie all night and disrespect my house? You go live with little Susie then. Until you get your ass out on your own, my rules, my house, you play by my rules. Until you get grown enough to get your own stuff, then you can play by your rules, you do whatever. But I would not, under any circumstances, tolerate disrespect, period.
Okay. So my thoughts on if people should stay together because of parenting is if you're unhappy, no. What I've seen, and even like when I was working with like children, and then, even in my career, I've seen when people try to force a relationship to work because of the kids and they think they're doing the best thing for the children can tell, or they get that sense of unhappiness or uneasiness. And it's not always for the best benefit of the kids because they can see, especially if there's arguing or if tension can be felt. And it's not always the best for the kid. Like I understand the concept and the reasoning behind it, but it's not always the healthiest. And then sometimes, I heard what Q said, but what I do notice is that healthy co-parenting, because if y'all can't be in the same house or be together, that's the best benefit of the child because they still get the benefit of both parents. Or they may even develop an extended family or whatever, and they can have healthy relationships. So I think to put yourself in an unhappy space just for the cause of your kid, a lot of times you're doing yourself more of a detriment. And then you see people fall into a depression, and you see people, which we're going to talk about later, going into cheating and all kinds of other stuff. And then it just leads to a lot. So no, I don't think people should stay together just because of parenting. I'm gonna go to the next one because I'm gonna skip one because I want to stay on time. I think this is gonna be fun. Let's start with Jude on this one. Let's talk about the roles in the relationship. And do you agree or disagree with gender roles in a relationship?
We gonna start with me. Well,
I'm starting with you.
All right. Well, in my relationship, I am what y'all would consider the girl, I guess, in the lesbian relationship. Because I don't agree with any rule because I'm one of them women that they don't really like. I'm independent. At the same time, I'm very dependent. I'm confusion. That's what I mean is, I'm independent, very dependent. So, gender roles, all that, no, I just don't like doing heavy stuff and all that. But I build some stuff, so I don't know. Gender roles are so lame. Like, it's so cool to have a girl that if you wanted to build a room, she can actually help you. Or you wanted to remodel the kitchen and she actually knew carpentry and stuff like that. You feel me? Y'all be sleeping on them independent women for real. They be dope. That's why they be over here with us. What? What? For real? I'm just saying that's why they be over here with us because
You go to Paul because you about to cut up. Paul.
what? What I do? I was just saying. I'm just saying because the independent women they is just.
Yeah,
They is dope.
cut her straight. Paul, how do you feel
I
about
need to cut it. Cut it. You need to cut it. Cut it.
how do you feel about gender roles? And do you agree or disagree with gender roles in a relationship?
I mean, hey, a man is a man, a woman is a woman. Now, just because a woman can do what things considered for men to do, like working on cars and all that stuff. I mean, these people right here, like I say, back in the day, women had to learn, and they learned through trade schools and stuff like that. So I know women that can do a lot of things that men can do: pour concrete, lay blocks, masonry work, all that. I mean, I know women that can do things like that, but still, you got to be a woman. A man can do woman things: iron his clothes, wash his clothes, keep his place clean. What you would think would be things that a woman would do. But you see a man doing that and realize, hey, nobody else is around to do that for you. You got to take care of your own place. So, I mean, a man be a man, a woman be a woman. What you do doesn't define who you are. That's all I got to say on that. There's no big issue right there. That's not no issue.
All right. Q. Then we gonna go Bosco. Then I'll go last.
I mean, Paul nailed it. When you are, alone, and you don't have a woman, you don't have a man, how you going to eat? You're going to cook for yourself, or you want to spend a lot of money on, fast foods and stuff like that.
Time out. If you were in a relationship, what the
No, I'm getting to it. Let me get there. Let me get there.
Time, y'all. Time.
Let me get there. Just calm down. Let me get there. Because it's all about it. It's about being an adult. Okay, first and foremost, this is an adult thing. This ain't no gender role or whatever. Because that gender role, that's a dynamic. That's a construct. That's a social construct. Okay.
So you disagree?
I totally disagree.
Okay, now okay.
Because look, if you're by yourself, okay, of course, you're gonna have to clean your house, you're gonna have to wash your ass, you're gonna have to go get your own food, whatever. No one's gonna do it for you. If you get a woman that wants to help or a man that wants to help, that's an added bonus. Because what that does is take a load off of you so that you are able to accomplish other things that can also enhance the relationship. This is where the unselfishness of things start to come into play. Okay? When I was in a relationship, my last one, I did all the cooking. She didn't cook. I bought all the groceries. She didn't cook. Yeah, I'm talking about my ex fiancée Melissa. She didn't do any of that. I did all the cooking, all the cleaning, everything. I got tired of doing that. I'm like, well, what are you doing? Watching Real Housewives or whatever? I'm like, why don't you help me? Get off your ass and help me. But then she'll complain that the house isn't clean. Well, it's not to your standards, it's to my standards because I'm the one that's doing it. But you don't clean you're clean like a normal man does. I'm like, define how a normal man is supposed to clean. Am I supposed to be like the Pine Sol lady that was on TV like years ago and have the house smelling like Pine Sol?
Yeah, they say if you don't smell it, it ain't clean.
Right. Or if you want it to smell like Pine Sol, why don't you get off your ass and make it smell like Pine Sol? come behind me and clean, and finish what I couldn't do. Or if I'm not doing it right, let me know. You know what I'm saying? But it's just people have to realize that that whole gender thing, that's a social construct. Okay? That's a social construct. You have to realize that there's some women that do things that a man can do. There's some things that men do that a woman can do. To me, that's balance. Because what if I'm sick and she's able to take care of the house while I'm sick, while I'm convalescent. See what I'm saying? Sometimes, hey, we're human too. Men are human. We're not superhuman. We're human, just like women are. We're human. We get sick too. We get hurt too. We get emotionally charged about things too. We just aren't allowed to show that because of the social construct of what a man is supposed to be and what a woman is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Her behind wouldn't have been eating. If you can't cook, you won't eat. Ain't no way in the world. You better start off with an image.
Let me go before y'all chime in. Me and Vasco still gotta go. I'm gonna just go for gender roles. I think it's whatever works. Hi, Fallon. It depends on what works for your relationship. For me, I do like gender roles because no, I'm not no dude. I don't have testosterone, and I'm not one of those. I'm two independent women. I don't know how to fix anything. My kids will tell you that. I don't know how to do that. I will cook. I will do anything. But of course, I think the cliche gender roles I don't believe that they exist anymore. I think whatever works for your relationship is what you do. Because like you do see men cooking more. I mean, I'll still cook. If he cook, I'll do the dishes. I'll clean the kitchen. I'll do all that. If I cook, he might do the same thing, or I just might do it all. I don't, it doesn't really matter to me. I think people get so caught up on this. I'm sorry, I just get so sick of people talking about what they don't do or what they don't need. What do you freaking need? What do you want? People are quick to say what they don't want, and it just it gets under my skin a little bit because no matter what goes on, and then you can imagine this is what happens during the dating stage. Trust me. Everybody is quick to say what they don't want, what they can do by themselves. And my question to all of that is, well, what am I here for? What are you pursuing me for? What is the point? If you got it and you don't need nobody, because it ain't just women that's too independent. But again, I'll go back. Women always get the brunt of that. Oh, independent women. No, a lot of you men do. Some men.
I gotta disagree with that. Sorry.
No, hold on.
I got. You know what?
No, I didn't cut nobody off. Please don't cut me off. I'm just saying, from my experience, there are some true independent men that's quick to say what they don't want or what they don't need from a woman. And we've heard some of it today. But it's like, what do you really want? So when it comes to the gender roles, I go back to, I say, it depends on what goes into your relationship. Not just, oh, you cook, you clean, you do the dishes. Stop comparing to what's needed and go on whoever you're dealing with. Now you can go.
It's just whatever y'all work on. That's it. That's all I got to say on it. That's it.
You can disagree. I just wanted to get my point out. That's all.
I'm good.
I mean, Coco, you're right, but also when in this society, right? This society teaches hyper independence, and that's the problem. It does. It teaches hyper independence, whether you agree with it or not. Because that whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps mentality, and then it gets embedded in people's mind, or okay, I got to pull myself up by myself. I may get help around me, but I'm actually doing it alone. The longer you do it alone, the more you're going to be like, well, hey, I don't need anybody. And that's not true. This is where I tell you about that codependency factor. People don't like the idea of codependency, but it is what it is. Life is being codependent because everybody relies on one another. No man is on an island. I don't give a damn if he's like a billionaire. I don't give a damn if he's out on the street. Everybody is connected in some way to one another. We rely on each other as a human species. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, we've been taught, we've been programmed to believe that we don't need anybody. We have it in our mindset that, oh, I got this. Hell, I get tired too, like everybody else, because I'm by myself. I get tired too. Do I get lonely? Yeah, I do. But at the same time, I had to learn to trust that person that I'm talking to let my wall down a little bit. Because my wall was way up here. I was gonna be that dude. I was like, I don't care if I ever get married. I'm never going. I was like, nah, I don't want to get married because I don't want to look at the same person day in, day out. I don't want, if I saw her once a week, that's good. But now I'm like, nah, I think I really like this one. I'm keeping her around. I really like this one. And I really do like this chick. And I really want her. I really want her around. You know what I'm saying? And I want to help her as she helps me because it's that balance that we seek, that equilibrium that you want in a relationship.
The same thing I said for Superman applies to the woman as Superwoman.
Yeah, because in all reality, it's like a million podcasts out here, men basically talking about women being like too independent, but there's just as equal amount of men talking about how women don't pull their weight at the same time. So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. It's the same on the men's end, because if a man is doing too much, you feel me, he too much for the women for real. And then if a man doing too little, he really not enough for the woman. You feel me? I feel like at the end of the day, it's kind of what your preference is and what you're willing to work with. It's a lot of people out here. What I noticed about single because I was single for a while, and I was honest with myself. Being single was kind of boring as hell, but that was my preference on it. It was boring, and I hated dating at the same time. It sucked so bad because so got that mindset like they like I don't want this, but I want that. I'm okay with being single, but I want to deal with somebody. A lot of people are not a lot of people are not honest, and a lot of people are not okay with people being honest. You feel me? Like a lot of people don't get Q because Q is 100% honest, and a person like Q is kind of intimidating. When it came to dating, I'm not gonna say I was like Q, but the mindset was like I keep it 100 with you, but like I understand the 100 aspect. Like when I was dating with a purpose, I was letting people know I was dating with a purpose. Like when I was looking for a wife, I'm looking for a wife. You feel me? So I'm looking to settle down and I want to be in a relationship. But when I was out here and I did not want to, and I was just dating and I didn't want to settle down, it wasn't about the sex. It wasn't about nothing in your mind and my mind or anything that you did. If I wasn't ready to settle down, I just wasn't ready to settle down. It's just the person's approach about it. You feel me? Everybody ain't got to be, I ain't had no guards up. I just didn't want to be in a relationship. And if you didn't understand that, I didn't have to deal with you. It was my choice. You feel me? I didn't have to be rude about it. I had to be mean. I didn't have to make it seem like, it was this reason or that reason or anything. It's just, that was just me. That's just how I'm
going to just introduce the next one because you just went into it, if that's okay.
Oh, go ahead.
So we're going to talk about, should a person wait on an individual who makes it clear that they are not looking for a relationship long term? So let me clarify a little bit. Something like what you was just talking about. So let's say if you meet somebody and everything is going well, and they say, well, I'm really not interested in nothing long term, no real commitment or anything like that. Should a person, or and let's just hypothetically say the other person is maybe not saying ready immediately with that person, but is interested or would entertain something, to see where it goes. Do
I
you
got
think
it.
the person should wait?
So, all right. So with that kind of situation, I feel like it depends on your intent. If I meet you, Coco, and we dating, and you say, hey, I'm dating, but I'm just like openly dating. I don't have no intentions on settling down, and I know I'm dating to sit my ass down and get married. Why am I dating you? If I'm not just probably right, had some fun with you real quick and then keep it moving, why am I dating you? The people be setting themselves up for that because people be thinking like, oh, this is a challenge. I like her. Let me change. Let me. Now, if I want to be stupid, then yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and keep on trying to pursue you. But I already told them what it is, and that's the whole thing. People want what they can't have, and people are always thinking. You get mad because now you get with this person, and this person don't want to be with you. They don't want to settle down. They did not want to have the kids. They don't want to get married, but they told you that from the beginning. They was already talking to a bunch of people. You forced that upon yourself. You wanted that with that person. You feel me? You that person ain't changed their mind. That person did not change on you. That person been the same person since you met. You just gave them some extra cootie booty or whatever. And you was more available, and that's how it be sometimes. I'm just saying people need to be real with themselves. People be so fake out here with themselves that they don't understand when people be real with them. People tell you exactly what it is, and everybody be out here trying to be with people that don't want to be in relationships. Stop trying to be in a relationship.
So I got a second part to that question, and then I'm gonna go Bosco. So that question plus now, if you're the person that does not want commitment or long-term relationship, and let's say the other person maybe want to, do you continue with dating, or what do you do?
On how single I'm is because if I got time, you feel me? Listen, but I said what I said. Just don't get too close. I feel like, and I'm not saying me in particular. This is not me, my girl, baby. If you watch it, because I play all day. But I'm just saying, because I keep it real. If I am out here and I'm having fun, I'm not gonna stop my having fun. But I done already told you what it is. If you still want to have some fun that time, but I'm not gonna be hanging out with you every day. I'm not gonna pick you up. I'm not gonna build a bond in a relationship with you. That's crazy. But people do that. You know why? Because people play games. And then wonder why you got a problem for 18 years or the rest of your damn life. Because you was playing games with somebody who really liked you for real. But if I ain't gonna lie to y'all already know, if you single out here, you really listen and you telling people what it is, you can't be mad if you caught feelings. Don't put yourself in that situation. And sometimes when you're the one who already know, you can't even play them type games because if it's good, you feel me, or the vibe right, or anything, it'll lock you right in. You can't do that. Everybody needs to be honest with same thing. You need to be honest with yourself. Little cootie booty to change everything. Little fun, sometimes little fun.
Okay,
Ain't even cootie booty.
Bosco.
Bosco, I ain't lying. Bosco, am I lying? Come on, New York.
What you said is what I said to the T. First of all, no. And also for the second part, tell the person if the person want to stay with it, that's on them. Because you told them straight up. In fact, if you told them straight up from the beginning and they stayed on, and you got whatever happened after that, that's their fault. Because you told them. You told them. That's that. Because I tell anybody right out the gate, I don't have the time to give you, and it wouldn't be fair to you if we got together. I told that little chick that, and she's like, I don't care. But then when she got serious, she got all mad. I said, what did I tell you from the start? And now you mad at me because you fell for it? I told you. I said, I don't have the time to give you. and I don't want to drag you along. I don't care. I don't care. Shoot, I'm from Virginia. Da, 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 da. Okay, nigga. Bet.
And she was like, too sad.
Yeah, because and then when they get mad at you for quote unquote stringing them along when you weren't stringing them along. So damn if you do, damn if you don't, right?
Don't get mad at me.
Right. Don't get
I send you an email. I wrote you a letter. I sent you a text. I did all three to the chick, all three, because I said I want her to understand. I'm like, I need you to understand where I'm coming from. I'm from Virginia. You know how us Virginia girls are. Okay, you're gonna find out. That's why you don't have a sports team. But okay, you're gonna find out.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. Because I'm this way with this one I'm talking to, because we've been talking, texting. She told me the other day I'm the only guy she's talking to. And I was like, yeah, you're the only chick I'm talking to, seriously. And she was like, for real? I was like, yeah. She's like, what about all the other girls? I was like, I don't care about them. I'm not even entertaining them. I'm talking to you because I want to build something with you. And I was straight up with it.
Okay, Paul.
Just like the sands of an hourglass, so too are the days of our lives.
No, I do. I agree with everybody. I think if a person is upfront with what they want in the beginning, if you stay, it's on you. You can't get mad. You can't hold nobody accountable for anything but yourself. You have the option to walk away. But I also think to the person who is very clear that they don't want commitment, they don't want a relationship, and it's not that they cannot expect for the other person to act as if they're in a relationship with you. They have a right to have their boundaries. They have a right to, to move however they want to move as well. Because I think that's when the lines get blurry. Like, I think it was either Bosco or Jude said, you can't say, when you say stuff like that and then you try to give somebody all your time, all your energy, lines get blurred. And when you start moving in those spaces, you can't, you giving off mixed signals. So if the other person is like set, like, okay, this is where it's at, this is where it's not, and they not really like sweating you and all of that, you can't get mad at that either, because you made it clear this wasn't what you want. So they have to function in a space for themselves. Anybody got anything else on that one before we go to the next one?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Whenever you're straight up with a person, it's on that person. It all depends on how it's being received, right? How you tell it. Me, I'm a straight up person. I tell you, if I don't like somebody, I let them know I do not like them to their face. I do not care. I don't do feelings like that. That's that Bronx in me. You know what I'm saying? We straight up. We got that X energy. If I like you, I'm going to tell you I like you. If you can't handle my directness, my straightforwardness, then I'm sorry. I'm just not going to be that soft guy that's going to be like, oh, I'm going to play a violin for you. And, I want to run your bath water and, drink your bath water and, put rose petals in your bath water. And no, I'm not going to do all that. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I like you. I want you. What's going on?
On that one, that was catch the predator type shit right
there. Okay. Oh.
All right. Next we have. I don't know. I don't think people won't like this one, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna skip that one. I'm gonna go to this one because I think the other one gonna be a little deeper. I'm I'm gonna start with Bosco on this one only because you've been married before. And not to say that this is you, but you know, man, you talked about this offline. Why do married men and women pursue single men and women who may want a long-term commitment, and why do single men and women accept it?
That's a good question because
I'm sorry, Billy.
you know what? I don't know. Because I mean, the only reason I could find a married person pursuing somebody single is because they know that single person isn't attached to anything, and that's their little plaything. And on the flip, the single person is with the married person for the same thing. They don't have to worry about it. The problem is when the other side gets pissed off because they're not getting that attention. Like the single person, oh, you don't want to talk to me no more. Well, nigga, I was married. Or the married one's like, you don't want to come see me. No, you're married. They both idiots. And whoever gets hurt, they deserve it. Both of them. And I hope that the spouse who got cheated on, I hope in the meantime they find someone who takes them to the next level. But them two, they got to go just like the Spurs going to go. Goodbye.
Hey,
All right, let's go, Jude.
yeah, because I don't want to forget this. Did y'all see, you know, in that state where them couples, them two married, it was a whole thing on social media. It was a while ago where the couple cheated on each other, cheated on both married spouses, and they ended up suing them for that because they were like social media influencers, right? So y'all better be careful with cheating because all y'all out here, you know, everybody entrepreneurs and having their own business and you know all that stuff and doing pretty well for yourself, and y'all out here doing stupid things like cheating on your spouse that was with you from the bottom to the top, and they can sue you in certain states. They can sue you for that. But I feel like people yeah, I feel like the married people do that because they greedy. And any single person, listen, let me tell you something. Most single people don't be knowing a person married initially because they won't tell you. I know that for a fact. Like people don't tell you that they married. People usually hide the fact they married. People usually find out. It's that if you agree to continue to deal with a person once you figure out they are married. It's always about what I'm gonna get out of it. You feel me? When it comes to the people, what am I going to get out of this? That's always the case, whether it's a man or a woman, because married women cheat too. But married men be out here showing their entire butts out here, acting like they ain't even married for real. Like, I don't know what is up with that. Why did you get married in the first place? It's because y'all are greedy and y'all was already doing that prior to the marriage. I also think that sometimes people get bored and don't know how to, you know, spice it up or do something different. A lot of people get complacent. Things change, people change, you know, you get older, you know. Any of y'all the same person y'all was 10 years ago? I know the hell I'm not. You feel me? Like you, some people got married so young they don't even like the person they with now, you know, because it's a totally different person, you know, but they are together, they build a life together. Some people are just together. It's not always only for kids, it's financial. You know, some people are just financially fit and they cannot afford to separate, you know. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I had to say.
What I'm gonna say might sound crazy. Now I know y'all gonna talk about before. I look at it like this. I can speak from experience, but I know Bosco, Jew, y'all know this. I get hit on by married men a lot. No, I don't, and I'm like, I'm not with you, married. This is that and the third. It's a no-go. But my thing be with that is why it seem like y'all go after the single ones and then you be like, but if you agree to it, it's these stipulations. You can't tell me I can't date nobody else or do nothing else. And if you're going to do that, why not just go to another married person? Because the women out here have it too. The married women out here have it too. Huh?
I said, right, you the one in the fucking merge. How the fuck you gonna tell me what to do?
It be the goal. They really this be how it be all in the little thing, and you be like, what? Like, no, because
You need to cut it.
I know what I want, and I know what and I'm not on. And put me on no time frame, no nothing. It wouldn't go well. I already know.
For not to cut you off, and then it'd be the same man to get mad if you be like, well, fine, look, I will comply. I submit. I don't want to pay no bills. I want to, you feel, I just don't want to pay no bills. Well, I'm not going to pay the bills at your house because you should be able to pay the bills at your house. So I can't date nobody else. You got a whole nother wife you got a wife at home. It just don't make no sense. They be the one. That's why you shouldn't date a married person. And I'm not saying date married people, but I'm just saying you shouldn't be dating them at all. I'm sorry.
Billy Paul said, me and Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Jones. That's what Billy Paul said back in the day. That was about cheating then. That's about cheating then. Nobody really paid attention to everybody just like that. That song that was about cheating then. Me and Mrs. Jones. Yeah.
Oh me. That way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's you know, the whole married person, single person epidemic too, you know, it's wrong, it's hurtful, because, you know, if I'm emotionally invested in you, financially invested in you, spiritually invested in you, and you out there doing God knows what, I'm like, well, do they really love me, or what they can benefit from me, and why, you know, what am I doing wrong to, you know, so that they have to go elsewhere to get what they need? What is it that I'm missing that they're lacking? Okay, it happens in gay relationships. It happens in straight relationships. I see a lot of dudes in here in Atlanta dookie digging. Okay, guys out here, you know, and Roscoe know what I'm talking about when I say dookie digging. Because there's a lot of dudes out here that got multiple dudes, and chicks out here with multiple chicks. And I'm like, wait, what? This dude got with this guy, and then he got mad at the dude that he got with because he with 5 other guys. And I'm like, yo, that's just that. I need a scorecard to keep up with all this. I need a scorecard, because and I've dealt with married women. Okay, I admit I slept with married women before when I was younger, because me it was all about having fun. I was a hoe back then, way back in the day. I was a hoe. I admit I was a hoe. You know, if she was married, I didn't care. She was coming on to me, I was gonna get them draws. Period. Didn't care if she was married or not. The older I got, the more I realized how wrong it was, because I'm breaking up their household. I'm breaking up a potential family. And I realized it was wrong, and I stopped doing it, because I don't want that. I don't want that in case I'm in a relationship. I don't want to, you know, because I had that happen. Ex-fiance, she cheated on me, but I knew it before she was actually doing it, because I knew the signs. And then when she finally came clean about it, she was like, "You're not mad?" I said, "No, because I knew you were doing it all along." She was like, "Well," I said, I'm very intuitive, and I notice things. I just won't say much. I just notice things. I'll let you do what you want to do, but you're going to do it away from me. And if you're doing it away from me, I'm not going to be around to you know, to try to see how you're doing and all of that. I'm not, because at that point, the relationship is, the trust is gone. The relationship is kaput at that point. Women can't get mad if they cheat on me and then I go elsewhere to seek either mental stimulation, sexual stimulation, whatever. Then they say, "Oh man, you cheating on me." No, you started first. I'm an eye for an eye type of dude. I don't turn the other cheek. I'm not one of them dudes that you know how they tell you turn the other cheek when you've been done wrong. I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna knock your ass out. I don't do that turn the other cheek thing so that the other side can get slapped too. No. First time I get hit, I'm knocking them out. Period. I don't cheat. If she's married, I leave her alone. No matter how much she wants to try to come on to me, no matter how much flirtation is going on, I'm like, nah, this ain't right because I don't want to break up that happy home. Or, you know, if she's coming to me, well, my husband isn't doing this, you know, you need to take that up with your husband. Why you coming to me?
I don't share your sentiments, man.
Huh?
I don't share those sentiments. If she come at me and then she says she's married, I say, yo, you know this ain't right. But she like, I don't care. Okay. You got to get this bamboo.
But you got
Give it a pickle. Give it a pickle.
You're gonna get the bamboo.
no. Hold up. But you know this is always. I don't know if it's the same for men, but when they come at y'all, they always be like, "Well, it's just a lot going on. It's either complicated or it's just too much to talk about." And there's just talk to your spouse. What you
We say that. We say that.
Just tell me you want some coochie. Say you want some coochie.
But see, some people like
We gonna turn it down.
some people like cuckolders. Some people like cuckoldery.
Pause. Basco, she just came for you, and I'm feeling some type of way because you know we Geminis up here.
Cause Fallon know what's up.
Fairly, you already know how it is.
She know I'm ready. You know I got that crazy straw at the house. I'm bringing it to ball. You know what's up.
No.
I'm gagging. All right,
No.
so this is the last one. I think
100.
I'm gonna stay quiet on this one, but I just want y'all to be mindful of time. We're gonna stop at 9:55, right? This is also a Q topic. Because I kind of think I know where it's gonna go, and I don't fully disagree, and I think y'all gonna kind of nail it, so I'm gonna stay quiet. Why is extreme feminism the root cause for division? I'm gonna add the words that I didn't add between men and women in relationships. Since this is Q topic, we're gonna go Q, Bosco, Paul, Jude. Just be mindful of time. That's all I ask.
Yeah. I'm gonna make this real quick. It's the reason why it goes back to that division in men and women, right? The extreme feminism. Where men, you know, the women told the men to leave them alone, right? Don't approach me, don't talk to me, don't look at me. Okay, so men started doing that. It's toxic, right? It's toxic femininity. If there's toxic masculinity, it's also toxic femininity. Okay. Then now with this epidemic of this loneliness thing, these women are like, well, no, you know, just because I said no, it doesn't mean no. What the you mean it doesn't mean no? No means no in my book. You tell me no, okay, that means no. No, that means just try harder. No. That means no. If you don't want me to look at you, I won't. If you don't want me to talk to you, I won't. But it's that game that they're trying to play. Well, I'm trying to play hard to get. You know what hard to get gets you? Not getting got. That's what it gets you. Not getting got. Period.
Well,
Wait, that was
okay.
Bosco then Paul.
Well, you know what me. I see black women empowerment. I don't like the feminist stuff. I say black women empowerment. I don't like you because because like I said, feminism was deep rooted in that white shit. Y'all forgive me. So I don't want to associate with black women with that because it was never for black women. That's why Sojourner Truth had to speak up because they just brought her in as a black face. But she said, no, I'm going to speak up. But they didn't care nothing about black women. So I don't associate black women with feminism. Now, my issue with it is because, I know a feminist. She's a black woman. Real good friend. This is what she said. Men ain't shit. She said, I'm not apologizing to no man because a man wants to be a leader. A man doesn't need any apology when he fails or he feeling down. So, and a lot of them teach this. You don't need a man. Like I said, like they did that poll, David Cooley. Well, it was about 5 podcasts, male and female. They went in the street and they asked the women, would you live on an island with just men? They all said, hell yeah. They asked the men the same thing. They all said, hell no. They said, we need our women. But all the women said, F the men. We got feminism. We don't need no man. But they tried that before with the island. But they had to shut the island down. Why? Because they couldn't maintain the shit. That's feminism. I don't associate black women with that because that's not the mentality of black women. That's the mentality of white women. I don't respect that because that was created by white people. And black women were never included in it. It's black women empowerment is what I'm with. That's all I got to say.
Paul.
The Knicks are up.
Okay, there.
Oh, wait. There you go.
Okay. I'm going to say that thing got his own mind there, like a ghost in the machine. I said the Three Stooges right here. What the heck? I'm mashing the button and keep going back red. But anyhow, hey, all I'm gonna say about that right there, Coco, and everybody else on this panel, the guests, whatever. I'm from the old school. I don't know about all that feminism, feminist, all that stuff. Like I said, the period I grew up, it was men, it was women. You had gay men, you had gay women, however, everybody did their thing. I grew up in a different time. So, like I said, a woman be a woman, a man be a man. That means nothing. Feminism. What do you want? What's it about? What's it for? Like Bosco said, that was for them European women. That wasn't nothing to do with the sisters. Just be a woman. However you choose to be that woman, just be the woman. You know what I'm saying? People get caught up in stuff and I don't need a man. No, they can't do nothing for me. I got my own this. I got my own that. Okay. So then why are you broadcasting that? You don't need no man. That's cool.
What's the name of that song? If you think you're lonely now, wait until tonight, girl.
Go ahead. My bad.
Because we running low, Jude.
I think a lot of people misunderstand what feminism is. It's just about a woman having the same rights, basically, like a man being able to have the same like political, social, just like day-to-day like life rights as a man, and things like that. But and being able to like if you wanted to take a welding class, you can take a welding class. If you wanted to apply to work for the trash company, you could, while we have female firefighters and paramedics and things, I guess, women on the police force. I guess that's just, I think it's necessary, saying that feminism isn't necessary is like saying that being pro-black isn't necessary. That's just all I have to say about it, Same thing. That's just with me being a woman, I feel like
So I think I'm gonna because we're running low on time, so I'm gonna kind of summarize this show, but I might give my final thoughts because I agree with everybody on the feminism thing. But what I would say about the show, I think when we talk about, I think men and women have a lot of the same complaints about each other. And I think we're all saying the same thing. We want to be heard, we want to be seen, we want to be felt. But whenever we stop being combative with each other and pointing a finger at each other, we can be able to come together. So I think also when it comes to understanding what you want, stop comparing people to your past, stop comparing people to social media, stop comparing people to whatever, your friends. Just get to know the person and allow the person to get to know you. If you're not in that space, that's fine. Say that, but be real in the beginning. I think what everybody up here has pretty much said is, one, be yourself. One, be truthful. One, be honest with what you can deal with and what you can't. But I genuinely think instead of playing the blame game, and also understand your faults, your weaknesses, and also hold yourself accountable, because you can't hold somebody else accountable if you can't hold yourself accountable. But just get to know the person that you with. Listen to understand and not just respond. And I think everybody should just work on enhancing communication, especially when it comes to same sex, opposite sex, or whatever type of relationship that you're in. Just get to know the person that you with, and y'all build and what works for y'all relationship, and not what typical standards put on it, because you're going to always be at odds and you're never going to be happy. So that is my thoughts. If you have any thoughts of your own, please comment, send us your questions or whatever. Thank you to everybody for watching, listening, tuning in, and if you're catching it back on the replay, like, comment, and subscribe. We will see you guys on Wednesday at 8 p.m. We love you guys. We are out.
Knicks in 4, baby.
Mm-mm.
Go New York, go New York, go.
Mixtape, 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 mixtape.
Mm-mm.